Let's get started. Amit, can you begin, please?
Yes, hi all, good morning. So today, I'm able to fix n plus one issue for UDF plus info. So what problem? So inside Discover feed, there is a sub resolver profile details, which is calling UDF plus info multiple times. So what we did, we created a data loader which will load all the profiles at a time and return in the order. So it's merged in the QA. Jerry said it is a good peer. So I think hopefully we will fix that problem.
Okay, so
Mhm.
you
Sorry, go ahead.
you have a PR for review?
Yeah, it's already merged in QA.
30-minute merge. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
and also there was a app crashing due to streaming on the movie and
mhm,
so that I also fixed it.
okay,
Yeah,
great.
and I can see the new n plus one issue, UDF a topic info topic.
A
So
new
that
one.
I'm sorry, sorry,
It's
Devang?
a different issue.
Yeah, different n plus one issue for.
With the one you just fixed, have you tested that out after it's been merged?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Do we want to deploy it to production?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, Sherry can do it.
Okay. Okay, and so then
Yeah, so,
the new N plus
um,
one.
new n plus one is app.udf topic. So
Okay.
I'm checking why it's happening and how we can fix it.
Okay. Um, Todd, did we fix the thing yet where you edit a message and the
Yeah, I
profile?
pushed that to prod yesterday.
You did? Okay. Great. Have you tested that
I'll
out yet?
test it again.
Okay,
I
thanks.
haven't tested it since it was pushed to production,
Oh,
but I will.
yeah, I just said out. Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
No, John, that's it.
Okay.
So I'm going to see if there will be any new issue, and so I will fix it.
Sounds good. Okay. Jerry, why don't you go ahead?
Yeah. So, as I was saying yesterday, I was going to look into what we can do for Sentry. Actually, first the location thing, the with like the map markers, that should be resolved. I tested it for what's it called? I'm gonna give you the restaurant name, barbecue place, Buckhorn Barbecue. Yeah, that looks to be all resolved now. We've got all the places deduplicated as far as their map marker location. Uh, the next thing I did is I sent an email from One Signal for all of our new investors that were not in the app. I sent out, I think about, was it 300 emails? And I can tell you how that converted.
Yeah, I'm curious how that converted.
Yeah.
There
Uh,
are some more people in the investor chat, but nowhere near 300 more.
yeah, I'm getting that number.
Okay.
Um, yeah, it looks like one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, eight new users. Let's see, is this it? Excuse me. Yep. So eight new users, and from the emails, let me pull the templates up. Investor get verified, and let me pull in the logs from this past day. Yep, I'm tracking. We had 170 delivered, and it looks to be how many opened? Well, this is for under 1K, so this will just be for the badge,
Mhm.
and 76 opened, 17 clicked the link, and then for the verified badge, sent out. How many was that I sent? Is this the right? No, this is not the right. There we go. This is the right one. Sent out 100 of those, and we got 51 opened, and 17 clicks. So it looks to be about a 50% open rate. And then we got about for the verified, so the over 1,000, it looks to be there's a 20% click through total, and
Wouldn't that be like 60?
20% out of 100. Well, it's yeah.
I thought there was 3,000 emails about, or no?
No, that was from our earlier blast. No, I sent 100 of this one yesterday for the investor get verified, because I'm
Oh.
only targeting investors that are new in this round and do not have their investor record linked.
Okay.
So yeah, I see 17 clicked the link that to get verified, and then 17 clicked the link to get their badge. And how that translates to in the app, how many people joined the group. Yeah, see, 17 people joined the chat. Okay.
Through the links.
Yeah, through the links.
Okay, great. Out of 100?
Out of total emails sent, I sent out 300 emails.
Okay.
Of both types. I was like breaking them apart whether they qualify for the verification or not. But yeah, so that's out of 300 total conversion. We're looking at about between 5 and 10%.
Okay.
And that means that's getting them in the app and getting them in the investor chat.
Right. Okay, what else we have going
on? Century, yeah. So I was going to look into Century and see how many reporting, like how much fluff we had. And that actually had me discover a bug that was happening where we were, after our daily job, we were performing a lot of unnecessary API calls after the daily job, because every day the daily job rebuilds the badges. And after it rebuilt the badges, there was a field that was not being set that sends the badge via the subscription. So I found, let me get the exact number. I found about 50,000 API calls that were being done each and every day for the past couple of months, I can assume, that that was triggered at like 4 in the morning, that would go ahead and try to send a subscription to users for badges, which that doesn't really matter, because it was like the badges didn't have an animation or something linked to them. Well, the badges were already red, but it still tried to send the subscription. So I was like, okay, something isn't right here. So I ended up finding the field that was not getting set properly, and I got it set properly. And I checked this morning, that bug is no longer present. And what that saves us is that saved us about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it saved us about 40 to 50,000 API calls every morning that were getting recorded in Sentry.
Okay.
So multiply that by 30, that's like 1.5 million API calls a
Per
month.
month. Right.
And that all goes towards our billing quota.
Oh.
Another thing that I found is whenever I grouped our Sentry by, I grouped it by transaction name. And I found that there was there were two things. Whenever you open your chat lobby, there's a mutation that's called to like mark your messages as read when you open a chat. That was being recorded like 3 different times because of it being ran asynchronously. Because that's called in such a high volume, I'm just discarding that query now.
Would that mean you won't know if your message is read?
No, I discarded it from the reporting in Sentry.
Oh,
So like the functionality is still there, but we're not reporting that from Sentry.
right. That makes sense.
It's recorded. It's reported in such a high volume.
Right.
So
overkill.
yeah, and it's all ran in the background, and you really like. We don't need the insights on that. There was
Right.
also another middleware that it had a random name. Every time that I generated a build, there was a random name for this middleware, and that was because it was getting randomized by the Webpack whenever we were building the back end. And because it's randomized, however, I know it's less than 4 characters in length, and I won't get any benefit of anything less than 4 characters. So now I'm discarding that middleware. That saved, let me tell you how many calls that saved now. I mean, every day, I don't see it in here. It saved many calls because it was being called on each. Well, that was just a simple span. That wasn't anything, but there was a oh yeah, send typing status. So that new mutation for sending your typing status, that was in a really high volume. We don't need exactly performance metrics on that.
Right.
Got that removed. All in all, I cleared out maybe, I'm estimating about 200,000 Sentry transactions a day that we're saving.
Wow.
So I think we should now be underneath. We shouldn't hit the on-demand budget. I'm going to see what happens
Okay.
this month. So our billing plan resets on the 6th of each month.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, I'll see how close we get to it this time, and if it goes under, maybe I'll let Danny know, and then he can try to adjust our plan.
That sounds good. None of this will have any performance improvements. It's just all.
I mean, well, it's all stuff that's not getting sent to Sentry. So because the logging is getting discarded and not sent to Sentry, that's effectively less network traffic.
So there is a performance improvement essentially.
Right. There will be a performance improvement because we're sending less data over the wire to Sentry.
Interesting. Well, this is good timing because Amin and I were working on that new build and did determine that session replay and Sentry were causing the jitteriness. Like once he removed it, it was smooth as silk.
Of course.
I know. So we'll go to that in a sec. But well, in fact, is there anything that he should know, or anything you discovered?
Session replay might be a little different from what I'm doing. I'm just doing like the background log, like the back end logging. So like there's no visual part of the back end you'll see.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah.
And it only happens at night, or is it all the time?
Oh, this the 50,000, the surge only happened at night, but like the middleware and like the send typing status and the extra fluff, that happens all the time. Like anytime you open the app.
Right. So that could it have had an actual visual?
A
hit?
visual? No, not a visual hit.
Okay.
It wouldn't be a visual. This is all in the back end. So like it's
Okay.
not, it's stuff that the back end server is sending over the
You could
wire.
just slow down the back end a little bit.
Yeah, it could.
Okay. And have you deployed this to production?
Yeah, that's how I was able to confirm that it worked this morning.
Okay.
And yeah, you could look at if you even look at our Sentry charts for like traffic, it looks like that we have less traffic compared to what we had yesterday at this time, but in reality, it's just a bunch of fluff is being taken out.
Okay, good. We have an investor, the person in the investor chats on Android saying he was unable to update, reinstall Circles. I don't know what he means by that. Maybe you could reach out to him. He's really active. And look into what version he's on and stuff like that. We did release the build 63 on Android and iOS yesterday.
Is this that's targeting Android 15?
That's a good question.
I mean,
that'd be a question for Ismail.
or I guess whoever did the build, is this targeting Android 15? Because there was a compliance thing that we had to do this month.
Yeah, it is. Cause like we did it, I guess like a month ago or something. We're okay with that.
Todd, are you having any issues with build 63 on your Android?
Nothing crazy like we looked at yesterday. There's just that issue on other users' profiles where the share button isn't working. It works on your own profile, but doesn't work on other users' profile.
Did you drop that in development?
I was actually typing it out right now as we're speaking.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, do that. But yeah, this other guy, Jeremy, is saying anybody else on Android unable to update reinstall Circles? I'm sending this from my tablet since my phone can't reinstall Circles right now. I don't know what he means.
I'm
I don't-
curious.
I-
I'm gonna let me see if I can find that message. And I wonder if he's I'm on QA. I wonder if he's on an old version of Android, and that I wonder if like targeting Android 15
Hmm.
phased out his Android version.
Which would be a problem for many, many people, right?
No, like we
Are-
just like the minimum app version is still the same. Like Android version is still the same.
Okay. So that
So
should
I always um force close Circles, clear cache, clear data, uninstall, then go to Play Store, reinstall. Are other users? I haven't tried it yet, and I've reinstalled 63 on multiple phones here that I have to test with, and it's been fine each time. Um, but if you don't uninstall Circles, if you just go to the Play Store, there's an update option. Should that work just as well, or is that a possible issue that Android users could have if they're not uninstalling, clearing data? They're just hitting the update option in the Play Store.
good question.
Yeah, yeah, normally that just works fine because that's not like
Okay.
it's just like this system that's do the update in.
Okay.
So
So, so for me personally, and for the testing, then I probably shouldn't be doing clear. I shouldn't be force closing, clear data, clear cache, uninstall, reinstall. I should be testing like a normal user would by just going to the Play Store and just hitting update.
yeah, yeah, let's keep it that way.
Essentially.
Like yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna go the other route if maybe we're having problems. We want to
Okay.
debug.
Okay.
So it's just update.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
So I do have a question for you, John. I see that on the Discover feed, the invest button is still there, even though our crowdfunding round closed. This
No, I need that
weekend,
removed.
what's that?
I know I need to get that removed.
But yeah, I was gonna also let you know that this weekend, Danny had me spin up a form that's an interest form for like if you are interested in investing.
Yeah, you told me about it.
Yeah, I don't know if we wanted to like embed that form somewhere, but that's just an alternative we can use for now.
A dedicated form for what?
Like just an investor interest form. So
Oh, you
can't
have that there
invest.
instead.
Yeah, or maybe somewhere is just maybe a little less interface. Just
You would
with
have to
something.
explain like why you're seeing that. Like,
Hmm.
you need to say our round closed on this date, but if there's, we're taking a poll or whatever for interest, future interest.
Hmm. Yeah, or we can send it as a Circles buddy message or something.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. Yeah. What else do you have?
There's a little more fluff in the back end I'm taking a look at, see if I can knock it out. And I'm going to run a quick test over the stuff that I'm pushed this morning. And when that checks out, I'm going to do a production deployment for the back
Okay, great.
end. And I think all the SoundCloud stuff that seems to be working a-okay. I guess Ismail will have more on that. But one thing I wanted to try to do is see if I can get a higher resolution cover art. I noticed on some of those songs when he was demoing yesterday that the cover art was lower resolution. I was using whatever SoundCloud API returned. I want to try to return a higher resolution image. It just didn't look great.
I see. For the
It's
cover.
you
We might need to. We probably want to keep the lower resolution one for the playlist because we show the image there and have the higher resolution one once we open the track.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'll take a look at that and see if we can get a higher res image. And other than that, I think that's it, but I'm just going to send another reminder for I still want to test out resizing the database size. I don't know when's a good day for that.
Okay. Everything has to go down to do that.
Yes, that's why I keep bringing it up. It's something that has to be coordinated.
Yeah. Do you know what you want to go down to?
Oh yes, it's just going to go down on the CPU. The memory is going to stay the same,
Mhm.
but we're going to go down on the CPU for this.
And what kind of cost savings will we look at?
Because the CPU is going down, I mean, we're looking at, I'll get you the exact numbers, but it will definitely be hundreds of, at least minimum several hundred a month.
Mhm.
Max, I'm probably thinking about 1,000 until I get the actual numbers kind of crunched out.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a significant cost reduction. And I do not think there's going to be much performance because we kind of cleaned up on a lot of the performance issues like the N+1 queries and stuff, because that's what really ties down the database, those N+1 queries.
Mhm.
And since we knocked out a lot of them, I'm really hoping that we can reduce the CPU cores again.
Okay. Um, Sounds good.
Yeah, just I would
Mhm.
like suggestions on a day, which day would be good for it.
um,
I mean, if it's something that I need to be up super early or super late for, I'm fine. I just want to know.
yeah, no, I would think really early would be good because you're further ahead than most people
Mhm.
over there. So yeah, I mean, if you're up real early one of these days this week, how much time do you need?
I would say worst case 20 minutes, best case 5-10.
Okay. Yeah, maybe like early one Wednesday morning, tomorrow morning or something, or Thursday morning.
Yeah, I can try tomorrow morning. I mean, I normally wake up about 5:30, so it's about 3:30 all time. I believe that's like right after the maintenance job finishes, and then I can go and do the change.
Mm-hmm.
So just if y'all wake up in the middle of the night, like 3 or 4 in the morning, and it's not the app's down, just message me.
Okay, sounds good.
I'll I'll post a development on the status.
Okay, one second. Hey Todd, I see that you're messaging about the travel chat.
Yeah.
Don't reply again for a sec.
Yeah, I'm not. I left it alone. I was trying to get them to. I didn't want to. I was trying to prompt them to do it themselves to see if they would,
Yeah.
instead of me taking control of their chat group.
Um, yeah, I want to think through like exactly what it would look like and how, like
Yeah,
'cause a lot of about it.
Melissa A mentions that she wants to create the travel group chat.
I see that. And then like someone mentioned the cruise one, like would that be a topic?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jesse already has one created, but there's only like 4 people in it. So I just suggested maybe, Jesse, we use your existing chat group and just rename it
Yeah,
with,
that's
with
one
travel.
point.
Yeah,
Um,
but I didn't get a response about it, so I was kind of surprised.
well, yeah, I mean that was just a few minutes ago, right? Oh no, that was
No,
hours
no, it was a
ago.
while ago.
I see. Um, okay. I don't want to get too distracted. But that one is one of those where like if we plan it right, it can be really useful, but then if we don't do it right, can be a
I,
mess.
I know, I agree. I'm kind of trying to balance. Do I take control of it so we can make it look nice and how we want and how we think it should be, but then we kind of take over for them, or do we want to let them on their own learn to do this on their own? Maybe it's not as good as it would we like, but I don't know whether trying to find that balance of letting them run it themselves or me taking it and setting it up for them and trying to get them to run it.
Right.
So I was hoping for a response from them pretty early on to kind of help tell me where they want to go.
Well, it's kind
Um,
of it's complicated, isn't it? You know,
yeah, it is.
it's I mean, when you're thinking considering travel, like there's so many
Oh,
aspects
yeah.
to like regional and then
Mhm.
travel. Like what are we trying to capture?
Right.
Travel's so broad. Uh,
Hmm.
I mean, it's almost like a new feature in a way, depending on how we did it. Like with
Yeah.
experiences, like um, I would ask Melissa, like, what did you have in mind for a travel chat? Like,
Sure.
I'm curious. That was my first question. Well, like, what would you be putting there?
Right.
And maybe she's got it all figured out.
Yeah.
You know. Um,
Should I message her privately or keep that in the or do it in the
well,
investor chat?
I feel like it's great having the engagement, like with
Okay.
more
Okay.
ideas
Good.
or more, is more potential for perfect implementation.
Okay. Cool.
Might as well get like what crowdsource the ideas.
Yeah, you got it.
um, okay, yeah. So I'm trying to multitask here. I wanted to let them know also that the update was done yesterday.
Right.
Um, Let me do that as well. But I want to go to Amin now. Jerry, were you done with everything there?
Yep, I'm done. I'll check some logs from Jeremy and I'll send him a message.
Okay, sounds
That's,
good.
that's all I got. Yep.
Um, okay, so yeah, let's go. I mean, let's get your update, please.
Yeah. So yeah, yesterday we were looking into that issue, the stuttering of the jumping that was happening at the very end with the scroll ends. And after like few iterations, it turns out it's like the session replay that was dropping frames. And funny enough, just like today's morning, like I was like scrolling through X, and some guy was posting like he's like, do not use session replay because it's dropping frames a lot for our ad. So it seems like it's like this is the first time I'm like and also I was like kind of like surprised how we didn't catch it before, because like we knew session replay was doing some problems for us at the beginning. Like we were just trying to implementing it. It was like causing the app slow. Uh, so it was surprising we didn't catch it this time. I'm not sure if there is a fix. Like I went through their issue.
Who
Uh,
was say who was having slow frames? I didn't quite follow that.
like us, we just did session replay for the first time. We were like the app was feel like it was slower. I'm not sure if you
Yeah,
remember.
you mean like when we very first installed it?
Yeah, we went like very first try installed it. We
Yeah,
noticed the app it got slower.
you remember
Then
the animations for sure were like not as good. Like I noticed the frames weren't as many frames coming through per second.
yeah, then we did an update and it was like fixed.
Mm,
And I guess it happens. Yeah, it's. I think it was not really fixed all the thing. It was like still dropping frames. It's just like it was not that obvious. Um,
mm-hmm.
yeah. So I went through the issues tab in like in the repo. I didn't find anything that useful or like like we're not on the latest version. We can upgrade to the latest and hopefully that would fix it, because I didn't find any issue there that people are like saying the scrolling is jittering.
Mm-hmm.
uh, so
Yeah,
hoping.
just so like Jerry and Ismail and everybody pick up on it. I think I said it earlier, but I don't remember how much I emphasized it. It did get perfectly smooth. I've been harping on this bouncing, jittery scroll for months and months, and when Amin sent the OTA without the sentry, it was like super smooth, like iMessage. So, well, at least we know the source. But yeah,
Mhm.
sorry to interrupt, but yeah, so you didn't see anybody talking about that online.
It's only one. Like he was sharing this 2 days morning in like Twitter.
Oh,
That's session replay causing his app to losing frames.
mhm,
But like in their like Sentry GitHub page where like they have issues and everything there. Like I didn't see anyone report issue of like slow scroll.
mm,
Like I did a search with the scroll, um went through some like new issues, didn't find anything. Um so but so we're not using the latest. Hopefully just upgrading to the latest will fix this issue.
okay. If you upgrade it, can you send an OTA or do you have to do a build that I
We have
download?
to do a build. We have to do a build.
Okay. Okay. Um, so that's really the only option right now is just to go to the latest version.
Yeah, that's the only option though.
How far behind are we?
No, like we are how much old? Like we are like 6.14. The latest is 6.19 and it was published 2 weeks ago. So we're like five versions behind. So you can see we're like 3 months like based like because the latest it was like 2 weeks ago. So if they do want to release like every 2 weeks, maybe like we're behind 3 months, something like that.
Okay. Okay. So a few versions, small versions.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll like behind 5 versions. I can upgrade and see if it's gonna fix it. That's what we can do.
Okay. Otherwise, we have to decide between having session replay or not having session replay.
Yeah, that's if not, that's what we had to. At least like maybe just having it enabled for fewer people on production.
Right. 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 It's been really helpful.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, do you want to do a build with the upgrade and send me the version number? I can
Mm,
help for test flight.
yeah, sure.
Okay. Let's try that. So yesterday you said there may be a way you were thinking to still use session replay. Was
No, I was just like because like what we did yesterday, we did it in my build with the new architecture enabled and everything.
yeah.
So I was thinking like to do the same on the other build where we don't have in architecture enabled just to confirm. But I think it is confirmed. That's like it's decision play.
Seems like it. Because that's the
Yeah.
only change you made, right?
Yeah, it's the only change.
Like it
Uh,
was still flash list, right?
yeah. Still, it was still classless.
Okay. What were you about to say?
Yeah, like they added. I'm going through their releases now. Like they added this thing. They calling it session quality, where you can pass the quality of the videos they're gonna be sent. Like the videos are recorded, and I think this is what's causes the perform. They're like giving us back so as developer to decide like they're having three options: low, medium, and high. So I would say like if we did low, means the videos they're gonna be a low quality, but the performance will not it will not be like an overhead a lot.
Um, what are we at right now, or we didn't have the option now?
This option is not does not exist in our version we're using. This is new. They just added this option 2 weeks ago.
I see. I wonder what we are defaulted at then. Like,
I think they defaulted to. Oh yeah, they say here medium is the default, but that was not a thing before.
right.
So
But
um,
means now we can go lower than what we were at.
yeah, I think yeah, it will. I think it will help a little bit with the performance.
Yeah. So does that mean we'll get less screen captures per session?
No, no, the quality of the session replay, like
Okay. Blurrier, maybe.
yeah.
I see. Um, hmm, okay.
Well,
Well,
at first, like we just like we're gonna keep it at default.
Can we question? Can we adjust it based on what stack you're in? Like, let's say you're looking
No,
to discover.
we can't for now. Like, I don't think so. It's like it's a thing you enable the when the app is about to be open. So it's like a top level setting, and that makes sense why I was not seeing the jitter in my emulator because Sentry Replay, Sentry, it's all disabled in development environment.
Uh,
So that's why I was like, uh, going on, like, why I'm not see even like when I was like on a device, still
right.
I was like connected to my development environment. I was not seeing it.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was perfectly smooth for you. Yeah.
yeah.
Right. Right. No, it's yeah. Okay. Now that makes sense why you were not experiencing that because it's like kind of unbearable. Like sometimes it's super jumpy. Um. Well, I guess let's see what happens when we
Hmm.
upload, and then that's it though. As far as there's no
I was working on other issues like in the chat with the scrolling. Like there's these two issues. I fixed one. There's another one that I still working on. What is this? Let me remove this code that I just added. There's one that I fixed is like I want to show it because like it's gonna be easier. Just I
okay.
have to do some. Did I? Oh wait, 1 second. I have to revert. So the first issue that was fixed is this. It's like if I just like in the video you sent me, it was not like that. Like when you open the keyboard, it's something like that. Even if like
Right.
if
Yeah. Let
Bob,
me see. Yeah. Let me see one more time. So it scrolled it to the proper place.
I mean, yeah, because you are at the bottom, so it keeps you at the bottom. Like but like the video you sent me was like moving things a little bit to top.
Mm-hmm.
Now it
Yes.
looks like it was like something like that. Like when you open the keyboard, you're here, and you open the keyboard, and it's like here, for
Yeah.
example.
Now scroll down further.
That's that I'm working on.
Oh.
That's what I'm working on. Like, for example, here
Yeah.
stays here, but it's not. It's like it's.
Yeah. Mm,
That's what I'm working on
okay.
to fix. It's something related to the library we using for handling the keyboard. They changed something, so it's not cooperating as we're doing it. That makes sense. Like everything changed. This is the new architecture, so yeah, this is the issue that I'm working on. And yeah, the other thing I mean, uh, it was like about the crash that was happening. That
Mhm.
was like a back end issue. I thought like it was gonna be front end, but when I looked at it again, it was like back end. Something in the back end changed. It fixed it, and now there's no crashes in the chat.
Okay. Good.
So yeah, I still have this issue to fix, and the refresh issues. Like if you are somewhere here, you go back, you put the app in the background, bring it forward, it jumps here. It tries to jump to the bottom. So I'm like I still have those two issues to fix.
Okay.
I guess. Yeah, the
There's
refresh
plenty more. I haven't sent them to you, but
related to chat.
not so much chat. Well,
Okay.
kind of like but Lottie related, like the one that spotlights on the plus group button, for instance. That one's kind of messed up, but
Mm-hmm.
there's some minor.
Okay.
There's gonna be a lot of little things around the animations,
Yeah. Okay.
But I'll send those to you. So
Okay.
the pagination where it jumps, that we're waiting for flashless to update there.
Yeah, we're waiting on them. Like every day I'm checking their repo, like nothing added. So
Okay, okay,
yeah,
so we're
even like the issues reported, they did not reply to them.
mhm.
So once I guess they are addressed, they can reply to them.
Okay, okay, cool. What else you have going on?
Yeah, I think that's all of it.
Okay, good, good, looking good. Do you want to start on the build for
Yeah, yeah,
session?
I'll do the build right now. Yeah.
Okay, let me know when I can try it out.
Yep. Sure.
Okay, thank you, Mean. Okay, so Ismail, let's get your update, please.
Hey, so still working on um tracks in chat. Made really good progress, but still having some problems. So let me go over what I kind of did and what's still left. So I fixed the bug with updating the sometimes the card won't update in chat when you're playing a song in the playlist. So found that and fixed it. And there was also some bugs with the UI when you go into the next song. Um, and then I fixed that lock screen option, so now it has like the next track, and it actually takes you to the next track
Great,
instead of skipping forward.
cool.
I tested it on Android, made sure everything works there, um, and when you leave the app and all that, so that's all functioning, and I made sure the buttons are all in sync and they all work there as well. I added like repeating a song. So you can either repeat the whole album or just one song, and you can shuffle um, the songs now, which was very complex, and I'll come back to that later. Um, and then I kind of made some components faster. I used a simpler approach. Some components, I when I was working on it initially, um, yeah, the code I was using was good, but like it did the job, but it needed a lot of maintenance. So I kind of took a different approach where I used more like I found more in library built props that I kind of more moved towards using and just kind of added minimal state for better performance, and it also just makes it more reliable. You don't have to handle edge cases; kind of handled for you.
On which components?
But this is mainly the track player.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And so now I'm at the point where I had everything working, but the main challenge I have right now is when I had Jerry add me a few more playlists. One of them was like 400 and something tracks, and it looks like we have an O event operation in there, um, which means is the bigger the track, the slower that operation is, and that's creating UI blockage and slowness. So I'm trying to figure out what exactly I'm doing that's causing that, and I'm trying to find a way to fix it while keeping all the functionality, not breaking anything.
Mhm.
So after I have that down, then I'll have the PR up. But th- yeah, that's gonna be a little harder done than said, because even if I do find the problem, I have to find a way to refactor it to get the same functionality without breaking the code. Um, so yeah, mainly the main challenge we have right now is with if the track is like small, the playlist, everything's working good. If you have a bigger one, there's a noticeable delay, which obviously it's not the user experience you're going for. So I just need to fix that, and then we should be good to go.
Okay. Okay. And you reminded me of something I wanted to ask Amin about, and you as well, Ismail. Amin, I mentioned yesterday the Discover feed was still somewhat jittery depending on the card. So Ismail, Amin removed session replay and all the scrolling got really smooth, but there was some jitteriness on the Discover feed. And I remember that you did not do atomic design, like optimize every card, right? Could that be why some of the scroll gets a little jittery because of the card?
Yeah, we did. I did eventually refactor them, and no, that wouldn't be the
Okay.
reason.
Okay. So what do you think? I mean, why? It seems to be like when there's a place card over an entertainment card, something like that. It kind of jitters.
Yeah, it can comes down to flash list and um how it's like rely it's might have problems when like different cards are like different types.
Mhm.
So it tries to scroll, but like it happens the jitterings. Also, like that was in the with the new flash list. That's
Yeah.
like the build that I did. It was like with the new flash list.
Yeah.
So let's with because I'm gonna do now a build without like the new architecture enabled or anything. It's like our current build. And
I thought you were gonna stay. Why not stay with the new architecture?
wait, like we said, we're gonna fix this issue of jitteriness for our current build right now.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess I was thinking we were just gonna try and fix it going forward. But
Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
So that's the thing. Like when I was saying yesterday about like the jumpiness in the discover feed, maybe it was like just like the new flash list. That's why you was still seeing that jitteriness.
Hmm,
I thought the session replay was disabled, but I guess we can confirm this after like an hour from now
okay.
because it's gonna be just our current build, which is not the new architecture, not the new flash list,
Um,
but with the
updated.
hopefully yeah updated session replay, and hopefully that this updated session replay would fix that jitteriness
Okay.
too.
Okay. All right. Then let's do that. And then if we were trying to address it on the Discover feed with a new architecture, what do we what do you think? Just I mean, yeah, they're different. They may be different cards,
Yeah,
but is there a way to smooth it?
yeah, I would have to go there and again start like by stripping things down one by one and see what's causing it.
Okay.
If it's like if
At least
this
it's minor. It's not like
Mhm.
it was. So, um, but okay, we'll cross that bridge later then.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thanks. So then, yeah. So Ismail, we'll take a look at that. But also, there was that question I had yesterday about the group chat.
Yeah, you wanted to be able to create group chats without sending a message
Right.
and have that screen
Yeah.
show.
What would be involved in bringing that alive?
Mm, well, we have to make sure the backend allows us to create a group chat without sending a message. Um, and if that's something that's allowed, we probably need the to create a UI screen for creating a message because we probably don't want to use the one that's for my existing chat options. It's probably gonna have different wording. Not gonna have. It's not gonna have members. It's not gonna have you know the photo gallery or all that stuff.
Well,
So
it would, because I mean that's how you'd be able to add members. Um, a photo gallery.
maybe I guess I'm not following then. When you say add members, don't you add members in the others? Oh, you click on that screen. Okay, I see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm. Mm, okay, okay. So you want to add the members from, but
Yeah.
then the search would be different because you're not searching only group members anymore. You're searching the whole app, the
It
user
doesn't.
base.
It doesn't really search group members as it is right now. It,
No,
no.
okay. Oh yeah, because you can add people.
Right. So it's kind of.
Uh, I see. So there's some shared functionalities there.
Yeah.
I mean, notifications won't be there. Manage group probably won't be there. Leave group won't be there. The link.
Why not? You know.
Why would you have photo gallery? Like you don't have like the group is not created yet. Well,
Well, we have. Why have photo gallery when there's no photos? You know what happens in that case? You know, there's going to be chats.
so you just want to keep it there?
Well, I don't. I mean, what are we doing today for chats that don't have photos? It's. I guess it's there, right? I
Mm,
haven't actually tested
I think
that.
so. Yeah, just empty.
Right. So, I mean, I think you're making a good point. Like, it probably should be hidden if there aren't any, or I don't know, or some kind of empty state when you do click on it.
It does think have empty state.
It does. Okay.
It probably says something like no pictures added yet or something like that.
Hmm.
Have to double check.
Okay. So then, well, maybe we should keep it. Let's start with the most basic function because, like, I think Jerry was about to chime in too. Like, the the most important functional aspect is, can we create like a shell group chat without actually sending a message? I don't know what the back end architecture is on that. Jerry, what do you think about that?
So I'm trying to figure out what your idea is on it, because
Yeah, let me explain the use case. So this happens a lot. Chantel's mentioned it. A lot of people have talked about it, where I want to create a group chat, but I'm not ready to send a message to people yet. So I might want to collect the members, let's say 5, 10, 20 people, but I'm not ready to necessarily message. I'm still naming it. I might change the photo a few times. I might add some topics, whatever. Um, you can't really do that without first sending a message to at least 2 people plus you, so 3 total. Um, and there's also this, if you go to create a new chat, like if you're in your lobby and you hit the plus chat button, and then you're in the compose window there's a plus group button, which kind of intuitively we would think like, oh, this would be how I would do that, like create a group chat. But it's not. But I'd like it to be. I'd like that plus group button to take you to the menu that you see in group chats where you can like manage your notifications and add members, all that stuff. So we're thinking the plus group button would take you there so I can name it. I can add a photo. I can add more members if I want, but nobody gets messaged until I go send a message. So what would that entail to do that?
it almost sounds like that you want to create a group that only has yourself in it.
Well, no, let's say I want to add everybody on this call, but I don't want to message you guys yet.
Yeah, but you're setting it up.
Yes, setting
You
it up.
they, how that works in Discord is basically you create a server or a group chat on your own, and you stage it before you add people.
Yeah, but
That's
what if I want to add them too?
if you want to add them and not message them until you send a message. See, we have a bunch of system messages that would happen, like when if you change a group name,
Right.
group image, create a topic.
That's what I was worried about as we've built it such a way.
Yeah, in my mind, the better way to approach that is allowing a group with only yourself in it, allowing you to stage it before you add people to it.
Okay. Can we, yeah, from a technical point of view that avoids some of these other problems, can we do that where every member that I want in there, I can stage them too, but they're kind of like dummy, like, so like at least they're
That's
ready to go.
that's where the complications, I guess, go in.
Yeah.
Almost like a draft
Yeah.
or a queue of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Draft.
Everything would have to be in that draft status.
Draft status. Yeah. Okay.
Um,
What about that? What about where they stay there, like, um, but reduced, like they're not, added, technically added yet?
right, they're not added, so they wouldn't show it would, but it would only show in your lobby. It sounds like,
Yeah.
but not
And
the
no
one
one could
out there.
possibly see it. Yeah. Only I could see it
Ooh, that's
till the message is sent.
yeah, it's getting tricky-ish
Yeah.
to make sure that we would need like a group creator that shows that you're the only person that can see it in their lobby. That makes it a lot more complex than just allowing a group with just yourself in it.
But that, I thought that was part of it being like your workaround was I'd be the only one in the group. So therefore, of course, I'm the only one who can see it in my lobby. because those other members are a draft, like they're not even really in the group yet.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Well, then we need to create basically a whole different framework for drafting a group.
Yes.
Yeah, creating a new framework for drafting a group. That's
Potentially. Yeah.
versus don't do the draft, and then you just have one person in the group, and they do what they want, and then they add people.
That part's fine. But okay, so let's say I'm the only one in it.
Yep, you can make all the topics, all the image changes. You can do anything that you'd want to do before sending the notification. And the only difference is that you add the users when you're ready for them to start seeing the group.
So as soon as I add one, they get a message, right? You've been added to the group or something.
Right.
Yeah,
But
they're not
if
gonna, you're not gonna know, like as a user, that you wouldn't realize they're about to get messaged like that. That's not ideal.
wait, so what do you want them to see then?
Nothing until you send a message.
Nothing until you. Well, right now, isn't that what chats do? Is they when you
Yeah,
get
right now you have to select people and send a message all in one activity.
it's a system message still.
That's yes, it is, but you also send a message like hi or anything, some kind of text message.
Right, but that's a new. I'm thinking about like an existing group. So
No, even creating a new one, a brand new one, you
Mhm.
cannot create it without sending some type of typed
Mhm.
out message.
Mhm.
I mean, you can't start a chat in general
Right.
without.
Without a message, right?
Which is, that's iMessage. We designed it after iMessage.
Sure.
But this is, let's think about this through a little bit more. I have a feeling there's a way to do this.
I mean, there's a way. I know exactly in my head how to do it. It's just the complexities involved in.
But I think there's a low complexity
system.
way. Let's talk. I bet there's a lower complexity way because really the user just has to perceive that those people were added. So your backend can't add them without triggering all kinds of other stuff like system meshes and everything else. I get that. So we don't want to do that because that leads us down a complex road. What we want is the chat created with just you, like from the backend point of view. It's only you in the chat. That's what the backend perceives. But the front end, the user sees 6 people that I selected, and they are now like part of the group, but there's no message or anything, and like they're ghost users in a sense, kind of like we do with external users until the message is sent. Like, so they really can we flag them for a time?
So, what are some things that you want to create? Like, you're trying to create topics and stuff, or just like the basic group details?
Well,
Well,
potential
just
topics as
to
well.
start, it
Well,
would be just a
topics-
basic group, right?
Because say topics are messages too.
Yeah,
So creating a topic effectively creates a message.
yeah.
So using using the term create message as a trigger, that's why I'm holding off on like if you don't want these people to get notified, then where do you check off and say this is good? You could in in my mind without the draft, here's my idea, but you won't be able to make any topics. Maybe you could, but it's most. I mean, it would come down to mostly front end stuff where we have our create group, like our create message DM, but we add more variables that can be passed, like a group image, a group name, and then the front end handles all the drafting of setting all the variables. Chantel?
Oh, I just had an idea of a way that it could work, at least maybe design wise, is that you could have an option to create group and then have it be queue members. And so then you can add everyone in. And then once you're done setting up the topics and all that kind of stuff, you could press a button that says like send invite. And at that time, everyone would be like invited into that chat or added to the chat.
Yeah, but it would be like it would still be a button that you press.
Yeah.
It's like after certain actions are done.
Yeah.
Mm. And it still sounds like I don't know. It almost sounds like we would want to stage this group on the front end, but then it would be to where you would go back. You know, it sounds like you want to go back and see the group in your lobby, and it, or maybe we keep it somewhere different in your lobby, showing that it's still a draft and that it hasn't been yet activated.
Yeah, we could do that.
So is the main, so it sounds like we might have one or two different challenges, like one being we can't create the group chat without having users in the chat, right?
We could.
That's right.
Um,
And
as soon as a message is sent,
could- one minute.
well, I mean, I guess a better way to say it is as soon as you add one member, they will get a message and said you were added to the group.
Right. Now, if I don't know if I'm thinking about this right, the technology, the process behind it, but is it possible that when a group gets created in this way that we're talking about, could there automatically be some ghost backend user that gets added to the chat that nobody sees that allows us to create that group and add topics and do everything else with it that we wanted to until we're ready to add more users to it?
Yeah, still just putting them in this ghost state is my concern on where they live.
Right, right.
So it would just need to be another table that they get stored in.
I see.
And sure, it's like I know what we need to do if we want to do that, but it's just we have to make sure we have all the I guess everything more or less thought out on how this would be done. Because right now in my head, I just like very simple way is allow a group with just yourself, and then you can add the users to the group after you're done staging everything. But it sounds like that it's going to be more or less you're staging a group, and then you want like a publish button in the end, and that turns everything loose.
And staging it with members also, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it gets more complicated.
Well, it sounds like if we didn't have topics to worry about, it would be easier because we could stage the group and have the members sit there in a ghost state until the first message is sent, and then they all get a message.
Yeah.
But the problem is topic is a message.
Yes. Yeah. And
if it wasn't for that, we could do it pretty easily, right?
Yeah. And again, kind of going back to the allowing an empty group, unless we combine the two, we allow the empty group where you can do this, but when the group is in an empty state, the front end allows you to build that group of members. So the front end will keep a cache of what members are to be added to this group when you hit publish. So you can go and you can create everything. And then once everything looks good, then you hit publish. The front end knows what users you try to add to the group. And it goes through and it just calls the mutation to add them all to the group.
Okay. But they would appear there. Like if you were seeing it in your lobby, you would see the names
What do you mean?
before it's published.
No, they wouldn't see it in their lobby. It would just be like you as the creator would see the group in your lobby.
That's what I mean.
But I
With
think
the member.
then there's a publish button that gets shown, and then that allows you to hit it, and maybe we can have a custom message that gets sent rather than you were added to a group. We can have a message that gets sent along with that add message saying, welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that utilizes most of what we have. The most complicated thing I think is this would be mostly front end work, knowing that it's an empty group and keeping that track of draft members. And then that draft list of people to add to the group when we hit publish.
I don't like that so much.
How is that?
I don't know. There's some things I don't like about it, but
Well, how is that different from what you were wanting? Because it allows you to go back and like add members without it won't notify them anyway.
the published part of it is not intuitive. And
Then there's a different, maybe there's a different word, or we just have it triggered off the first message you type into
that's
it.
ideal. Yeah, the ideal way is
Mm.
not until you send a message. Which because that's intuitive. I would expect I can make a group and it's there, and then no one knows until I send them a message.
Okay,
That's the
then
way. That's kind of what we got to aim for.
okay, then maybe we can. Then maybe instead of the publish button, maybe we have a message like a modal or something that comes up when like a dialogue. I guess is the proper word is when you go to type in a message. When you hit send, maybe you have to double confirm it, and it says something like, "Oh, you're about to
I don't
add."
think, yeah, I wouldn't need that because I would assume it. If I create a group, like think about it just on a simple terms. If not even in circles, just if there was an app where I pick 5 people and I want to create a group chat with them, and I pick them, and then and then I name it, and then I add a photo, and then I walk away, and I come back, and it's there in my lobby, the name, XYZ group,
Mhm.
a photo and everything, and then I go and I send a message. I would expect them all to get a message. Like that would be the simplest terms of it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't need a modal to tell me what's happening.
In other apps, what my experience is like, so in a group, an example that would be is Snapchat.
Yeah.
Snapchat, when you do that, it tells you when you're added to the group, and you don't need a message to create a group in Snapchat.
Okay, but if you're adding people to a group in Snapchat, is it just like the very first one you add? It's been like you've been added to a group with Jerry, and it's just like you and one other person. Then when you add 10 more, then there's like 9 more people that get notified like you were added to a group. You were added to a group like that. That's how it works.
To my knowledge, that's how it works. It's been a while since I've been at it in a group on Snapchat, but I believe that's, if I recall, that and maybe Discord. Let me see.
I mean, it's not a bad way to do it, but it's not as for us like with our groups that have themes and topics and stuff. It's a little more it would be like confusing to be added to a group chat for and like especially as someone's staging it and building it out with different topics and things like
Yeah, see, the way that it sounds like that you're thinking about it, John, is really similar to a Discord server, because what you're having is you're creating the different rooms, you're creating the different topics,
Yeah,
to
that's
Skype.
how I would be able. I want to be able to create it, walk away, and then go ahead and send the first message, and then everyone gets the message.
Yeah. See, I'm just in my head internally. I'm like really tightly associating that to a Discord server. That's
Mhm.
pretty much exactly how it works, other than like it being triggered off the message.
Yeah. Okay.
The
Can
way
it-
that the way that it works in Discord is you have to invite people. That you would basically publish the link to your server, and then people would click it and join it. But up until you create that invite link, you can create whatever messages you want. You can stage it. You can do whatever.
Okay, so it's slightly different with us. The very first message would get sent.
Mhm.
No one.
Right. I'm just thinking of it differently because we use these topics. I don't know if GroupMe does anything similar like this. Maybe we should see if there's some sort of drafting flow. I don't know.
Maybe I would want to send a message actually first.
Yeah, because like staging a Discord server, like usually when you would create like a rules channel, and if you want to list out what your rules are, you put it in there.
Right. So that'll be the equivalent of our topic, like a topic where we have some notes. And so like, okay, let's say we did create the group where it's just me for now. And there's these draft people, let's just say, but they like, could I send a message with our architecture currently into the main chat and say, welcome, this is the chat dedicated to XYZ. Will it be there when let's say I add 20 more members after that?
Yeah, they'd all see it.
Okay.
I did design a thing in the admin panel saying for a welcome message that they'd be able to see. So I think that kind of falls in line with that, but it would be like its own separate thing the way
Yeah.
I
Well,
made it.
I guess, Chantel, imagine like one of our chats that we have, like let's say, what's one that we can do? How about like paranormal zone? And then we
Mhm,
have all these topics that were created.
mhm.
It's not exactly like a welcome message. We're
Right. Yeah.
staging the topics. So
Yeah.
something a little slightly different. I was just using the rules context, kind of like because I'm creating it as a message that just gets pinned on the channel in Discord. But yeah, I think yeah like the by yourself group where you can add all these things that's what sounds it sounds like gives you the most control to stage it.
Yeah.
The problem is where we need like either a publish or some button
Send.
that
Yep. I think publish is perfect.
But it's not clear when you're the person doing it. If I create a group and I add a bunch of people and I add a picture and stuff like that, um, I'd expect that it is like a group at that point.
Yeah,
Like
like
you
you've
didn't
created
know.
the room. The room's been created.
Yeah. Right.
has been created, but we're talking about when are we going to involve the other people, and especially if you want to create messages, if you want to create a chain of messages somewhere in some topic or topics, you know, we want the ability to create those messages and topic or topics
Yeah. I
before.
would say it would work where you have, if I don't want to add any members yet, I can name the group and I can add an image and then I can send some messages, create topics. No one gets messaged anything. Then I add a bunch of members. I would like them to still not necessarily get messaged until I send an actual message. Now,
Okay,
if
then
it's
let
message time I added, that's probably okay.
then let's maybe okay, we're getting there. But the thing is now you have your draft members, and the idea is that uh, once you add draft members, they do not get added until you send your very next message.
Yeah.
But that could cause the group to get created prematurely, as long as you're aware that once you add members, they're not added until you send your very next message.
That would be intuitive. I wouldn't think I'm messaging them just by adding them.
Okay.
But,
So
but there's two options, because I could do it that way where I never added anybody until after I like sent myself a message basically and created topics only for myself. So there's no one in the group yet. That's one option. The other way would be I created a group with 20 people in it, but they still don't get messaged. I create topics, they still don't get messaged, but then I type out a message, hit send, and then everyone gets a message. And I would be like, welcome, this is the chat about this. And then they all get met. Those are the two different ways it would work,
mhm.
What do you think?
So this is how I'm thinking, like just technical standpoint, is we allow the group only one person. You can do whatever you want with it. You can create messages, you can create topics, you can add images, you can do whatever you want. Then you go and you add members, and you can go back and you can add some more members, remove members from the list, and no messages go out. Nothing goes out until you send a message after they've been added.
Yeah.
So that
But
almost
a topic is a message, so that's tricky.
yeah, well, it's going to be you have to the last thing you have to do is add your members basically.
Well, what about if I want to add them up front? I hit the plus group button. There's a bunch of people I can add right there.
Well, you want to add them up front, so
I want both options.
okay, then we would have just some indicator or some dialogue. It sounds like if you want to add them front.
Well,
Or-
it would take me to that menu where there's a members button, and I can add people there. So that speaks for itself. Like that process is pretty intuitive already. I can skip it and just create the group, and then start creating topics. Or I can add members, 20 members, let's say, but they still don't get notified yet.
Wait,
until I hit
you add them, but they don't. They add them, but then they don't get notified
yeah,
until.
until I send the message.
But then it would show in their lobby.
I would
Right?
like to avoid that.
Oh boy, that's where it gets
Yeah.
tricky. Because when you add them to the group, you're adding them to the group, unless you want to keep them staged. That's why, like, you keep them staged until you send a message.
Send. Yeah, that's what I would prefer. Can the backend handle it?
Well, that's where we're saying is that we want we want to stage those members where they would be on the front end, the list of the members, and then it would be when you send your next. I think this is still kind of what I've been saying. I don't know what's different between what I said earlier in this is that when you would send your message, then they would get added, and then they would get whatever message you send.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I if what's different between kind of the idea I had. Hmm.
What do you think?
I think maybe we should have a design session over it,
Yeah.
and we kind of have ideas of the steps.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we have functionality there. It'd be helpful to like look at the screen because there is a plus chat button, there's a plus group button. Like those are already functional. And we were seeing the plus group button would just bypass you directly to that menu where you can add members, add a photo, add, make a name your group. All the functionality you need is right there for a group. But what people would request, the preference right now is that they can create this group without necessarily notifying everybody of every little thing they do. You changed the name, you added this person, you added that, but like you haven't even sent a message yet. They don't even know why they're getting all these system messages you see. So
Right. That's where it's like the message is the trigger.
yes, that's really I think what it all boils down to. If we do that.
Yeah,
The
but
message is the trigger right now. But that creates the group. That's like the message creates the group.
Mhm.
So can we piggyback off of that? That already is the functionality.
I'm just thinking the message creates the group. But I was just thinking about when the members get added.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
you're adding them while you compose, like right now. If you go to the app and
mhm,
hit plus chat or plus group, you're adding people, but you're in a composed state, like you're in a limbo.
mhm.
How can that state be held? Does it have to be held by the front end? Can it be held by the back end? What's better?
I actually have a reason why I feel like the message is not a great idea. And the reason is when you're setting up your topics, say it's a custom topic and you want to explain this is what you can expect, that's still a message.
Well, I'm thinking
We were going to avoid that too.
that
That would not be.
well, that's almost where I'm thinking is that you the last thing you do is create the members. Ugh,
Yeah. That that's a way we can do it, but it does now we don't get to benefit from the menu that we've already designed. We'd have to have a different menu, which we could.
I think we could just redesign it slightly
We could.
and keep most of it.
I mean,
Because I did add a bunch of additional options that aren't in there now.
option. Yeah. Well,
On like group creation and stuff like that. I did it more for organizations, but like I think that some of that stuff could just be moved over.
I'm trying to use what we already have, so it's
Yeah.
the most efficient and less risky
Yeah.
approach. And it's not far away. The, what we're discussing, if we could keep the message being the trigger, because like you said, the topics are messages, but you wouldn't necessarily want those to be the trigger. So you should be able to create topics. That's going to be really tricky though. As soon as you hit send, it's a message basically.
Maybe when you go to create a custom topic, you can add, we can call it a caption, which wouldn't be an actual message. It would just go alongside the topic creation. And that could be optional too.
I don't know if I'm following that.
So it wouldn't be necessarily its own message. It would be like attached almost to like a custom topic card. And we'd call it like a caption. Just like, okay, so on Facebook, when you go to upload a picture, you can add a caption to it. But that's not like a message that people comment where it's not in the comments, it's all part of the caption. Or like Instagram, same thing, it's all part of the caption, it's all one piece. And so we could just add a thing on there with custom topic and make it optional to add a caption.
I don't want to add more complexity. I want to use what we have. Todd was messaging about GroupMe. So they basically GroupMe, everyone gets notified when you add members. Like there's no way around that.
Right.
Okay.
Can't stage it or anything until you add the members.
Okay. So maybe we do the same. I guess it's kind of what we're already doing. Um, hmm. But we would want, they don't have topics. Like it would be nice to be able to stage it. I suppose the way to stage it would be you don't add any members yet. So every topic you make, every message you send, it only goes to you, really.
Right.
So that's where a modal could say, if you want to stage this group chat before you add members, go ahead and build it out. As soon as you add members, they get notified. Something like that.
Yeah.
All right. How much adjustment do we need for that to actually work? For, based on what we have existing.
I mean, there's not much on the back end. What I would need to do is to make sure a group can be created with no members.
Okay.
And then once the group exists, then you can just interact with it like you would a normal group. However, there would need to be context to the front end that knows it's like a draft group.
Okay.
So then once that context is made, then it can show the changes like the messages and stuff that we want to show.
Okay.
I don't think there's much more than that.
All right. Well, none of it's perfect, but so if I add members, they'll get notified.
Well, if you added members, well, this is GroupMe, but if you added members, they won't be. We could say they won't be notified until you send a message.
We can do that.
You send it was then would be the next message.
I think that solves the majority of the issue. The only thing it does is it just means that a topic is basically a message. So
Yeah, so if you created a topic after adding the members, then they get notified.
yeah. Okay. Let's go with that for now. It's like it almost covers every possibility. And let me think about how to handle that. I think maybe a description up front, like don't add members to this group if you want to create topics first without notifying. Once you add members, creating topics will start notifying your members or something like that. Okay, so okay, I think we can go with it that way. So that just means now the front end just needs, when they hit the plus group button, they need to go to that menu now, right?
Yeah, and just the additional messaging showing that it's a draft group.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so that took a while of conversation here. But I think it's a good start. Um, Ismail, did you finish your updates? I kind of got sidetracked off that.
Yeah, I'm mainly working on the track thing. It's just there's still performance problems that I really need to get figured out for long track or long playlists.
Okay. Okay, stay with that then. And then okay, so yeah, Jerry, keep thinking about it, and we can do design meeting too if you want to map it out visually. But I think
I
the
can
way we left.
I can start on some of the back end stuff without design. I think it could be
Yeah,
done.
yeah, and I think the where we left off does utilize everything we already have for the
Mhm.
print. So it's not like we need any design changes, but besides potentially some little modal that pops up with an explanation at some point. Other than that, it's pretty much you taking advantage of everything we already have,
Mhm.
which is kind of ideal. Okay, all right. Well, yeah. Let me know if you have any questions about it, and then let's finish up here with Wells. Let's get your update, Wells.
Yes, sir. So let me share my screen real quick.
Mhm.
So I'm working on implementing that suggestion on having an indicator here for the categories or the subcategories in which uh, whether or not they have suggestions for the user. So this is just for development reasons, the designs, and of course the data will be coming up soon. I believe Chantal will be working on this pretty soon. They're just working on the viability of it, and I would like some support, I believe, from Jerry on the data into whether or not taking an approach or the other in order for making this happen. So Jerry, are you here with us?
Yep.
Yes, sir. So, Todd just brought in the idea of us having a marker here for displaying whether or not the user has favorites on that category or that subcategory. Since you know best how is the backend designed for the data regarding the favorites here, how would you suggest we handle that, like having a different endpoint for it, fetching some more data so we have some sampling?
Yeah, I think we should have almost something on the category, like on the level of the wheel. So how you're on the top level.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it'd be even cooler if we had like a number rather than a red dot. Now, tricky thing is that this is map based, so
Mm-hmm.
we would need it based off of the location too. Well, see, this is where it gets tricky too. Is where your favorites are.
And
'Cause,
and
like,
e- is e- it even
go ahead.
I'm so sorry, real quick. And it even visually, I'm not sure the dot is the best way to represent this either. I know you just mentioned numbers. There's even had thoughts of maybe a certain ring around certain categories or subcategories too, to not make it look, you know,
Or perhaps
too
making them colored or grayer if they not have
Yeah.
stuff.
I also
possible.
thought like a ring on there as well.
You
That
should
was
you
my
should probably
thought.
work on the design elements of this first before Wells goes too much further.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Let's think about it. Like, what if there's something how strict do we want it to be based on the map?
Let's do this on a sidebar because this could take a little time again. Wells, you also had I think there was some other things Todd was going to send you that were more immediate. What was that, Todd? Yesterday we were talking about.
Which
I said it's
we should have put.
that would be a good thing for him to improve. Maybe it was the shares button, or maybe it was photos. Some of the photos you couldn't
Oh,
check
maybe
that
it was the.
out.
I think I put it in dev. Let me see.
You were going to add a photo on a profile, place profile, and
Oh, that's right.
everything. Right? Did you send that to him?
Let me look. I might have. Let me double check.
Okay,
Yeah.
But
more-
I can send it to him directly though. Yeah, please send me. Yeah.
Okay. Is it in development channel?
I don't see it. Let me check my chats with him too, but I'm not sure.
All right.
But I'll send it to him directly,
Okay.
unless you want to talk about it here right now.
Not necessarily, but that's more immediate and in his wheelhouse. This is a whole kind of feature design thing that has to be drilled into.
Right.
So,
Okay.
but the other thing is currently in the app and not working right, and that needs to be addressed.
That's right.
So let's have him work on that. So Wells, Todd's going to work with you on that, and then Chantel and Todd, you guys can work on this with some design ideas and stuff on the side. But let's not take the engineer off of some of that
I
development.
agree.
Mhm.
Yep.
All right.
Good.
I gotta get going. Let's wrap this up here. Did anybody have any questions or anything else they want to add? Okay. We got a lot going on still. So, Todd, I'll reach out to you and Danny, and we'll map out the rest of the activities for this afternoon.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right then. Thanks everybody. I mean, let me know when you got that build for me to test.
Yeah, sure. It's on the way.
Okay, great. I'll look for it. Okay, thanks guys. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, y'all.
Take it easy.
Bye.